All right, we are only 3 days away from the RNC convention, and that is taking place in Milwaukee. Tonight, polls are looking good for Donald Trump as we take a look at them. A new ABC News poll asking voters who they trust more to handle the economy. 45% Trump, 35% Biden. Who's the 35%? Anyway, voters are also asked who they trust on inflation. 44 Trump, 33 Biden. These numbers are very telling. 89% of Americans say the economy is highly important to their vote. And by the way, on immigration, how does anyone ever give Joe Biden any score? Here with reaction is Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce, the president of Citizens United, co-chair of the RNC convention himself, Dave Bossie, who will be debuting next week at the convention, a new movie. It's coming out. It's called Trump's Rescue Mission, Saving America. And the only thing I'm mad about is that I didn't get an early copy because he's saving, apparently, the debut. When is that happening?
Sean, we're going to debut this film Wednesday afternoon at the convention in Milwaukee, and we're honored to have President Trump himself coming to introduce the film. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, I'd love to be there, except it's during my radio show, so thanks a lot. I really appreciate it.
There's a lot of competition in Milwaukee.
That's true, no doubt about it. Tammy, as we look at these polls, what do they tell you?
Look, it's clear that the American people have their priorities correct. They know that what matters are policies, right? We've been dealing with a great deal from the Democrats trying to demonize Donald Trump and perhaps his personality, with also, accusations about fascism and totalitarianism, vague kinds of threats, if you will, about the end of the world and the doomsday dynamic if he's elected. And yet we remember his presidency, and it was the opposite. It was peace and prosperity. That is what Donald Trump brought us, versus now, which is chaos here at home and around the world. It is an astounding difference. And Americans know that this is about policies. It's about what you're going to accomplish. It's about what you stand for. It's about the values. But most of all, Sean, it is the things that you bring about when you actually love the country. And with the meltdown going on with the Democrats right now, it's obvious that's never been a factor for them. They've spent all their energy covering up the fraud of the Biden presidency, trying to demonize Donald Trump. And keep in mind what July 12th was really supposed to be, Sean. It was going to be the day that Donald Trump was in prison. He was supposed to be sentenced yesterday under their scheme, which, of course, through the Supreme Court ruling, it got a little bit of a roadblock. It did not happen. It's like humans make plans, people make plans, and God laughs.
Didn't they introduce evidence in that? Didn't they introduce evidence in that case from the time he was president? Wasn't that a part of the evidence presented to the jury? That case has to be thrown out, vacated.
Well, that's it. There's going to be appeals, and he'll be successful. But this was their plan. They had no plan to be able to explain Biden's policies, to be able to explain Biden. None of this would have mattered. They've known forever that it's been impossible with him. But the polls show that the American people are not distracted. They care about their families, and they want to make, frankly, the future great again. And Donald Trump is going to be the one who brings that forward.
Great analysis. Dave, let's get your take on the polls, and maybe you can give us a preview of what we're going to see next week in Milwaukee.
You know what? First of all, Tammy just, in her outstanding monologue there, just described what our film is about. It is exactly what she's talking about. It is Joe Biden's and the left's horrendous policies, and that's why the polls are showing that Donald Trump is so strong right now in all of the battleground states where it matters. And so what we show in our film, and you can go to TrumpSavesAmericaMovie.com. Go there right now. Take a look at the trailer. Take a look at the film. You're going to be educated. You're going to figure out exactly why Donald Trump is the solution to America's problems. We are in the most important election of our entire lifetime, not just our lifetime, America's lifetime. We have a consequential election that is going to determine the future of America, and we have to have Donald Trump back in the White House. Now, the convention next week, we are so excited about what we're going to bring nominating Donald Trump to be the 47th president of the United States. And we're super excited about whoever he picks. The short list is exciting. I've been in Milwaukee all this week. People are incredibly excited, both in Milwaukee and delegates that are coming from around the world, around the country, and the media that's coming from around the world, to see the show that the Republican Party puts on for the American people, to show the differences between the radical left and the normal Republican Party.
Amazing. 150. It's kind of also amazing. 115 days to Election Day. 66 days away from early voting that starts in Pennsylvania and then rolls out around the country. Anyway, we'll
Sean,
look forward to your
56
movie.
days.
By the way, thanks for the early copy. I really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Just kidding. Thank you, Dave. Tammy, great to see you as always. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.